Well, good morning, Lynn Haven Methodist. My name is Mindy Clemens, and I'm here this morning to introduce you to our new lead pastor, Rudy Olivo. And we're going to do kind of a fun facts about the Olivos this morning and give you a chance to get to know him and his family. So, Rudy, let's start with this. Where are you from? Where did you grow up? Those kinds of things.
Sure, yeah. Appropriately, I was born in Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I grew up in South Central Indiana, a little town called Columbus, most of my days. And just enjoyed being in and around the Indianapolis area.
Okay, is Indianapolis like cornfields, or what's the geography there?
Yeah, so a lot of flat. We definitely have cornfields,
Okay.
But all the things you could do in Indianapolis, I certainly did. Indy 500 and all the sports.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. I'm here to tell you the beach is an upgrade.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Rudy, where did you do your undergraduate work and what did you study?
Sure, yeah. I did my undergraduate work and actually my first master's degree at Indiana State University.
Okay.
So I did a BA in Spanish, and then I did a master's degree in criminology. And at that point, I thought I was going to do a career in federal law enforcement. My dream was to be a deputy U.S. Marshal.
All right.
Yeah.
So can you say stop in Spanish?
I can. Should you test me right now?
No, maybe not. We
Pare.
can go with hola.
Hola.
And you can test his Spanish later. So, okay, so you come out of undergrad. What kind of work did you go into then?
Yeah, so actually, when I left undergrad, I went straight on into that first master's in criminology. And my plan to get to the federal law enforcement was to work for the Indianapolis Police Department for a few years first.
Okay.
I was hired by them, and at that point in my life, I was an agnostic. And they had their own recruit training academy. So I was hired, I went to the training academy, was standing at attention one day, and didn't know why, but just knew I was supposed to quit. So I believe it was a prompting of the Holy Spirit, but I went and I quit that day. And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I decided I would lean back on an old real estate license I'd picked up. And with the bachelor's degree in Spanish and the real estate license, I went to work for a mortgage company. And interestingly enough, I was hired by that mortgage company on September 11th, 2001.
Wow, September 11th.
Yeah, that's right.
What a day.
That's right.
So a man with various backgrounds and talents. He can talk to you about mortgages, about the police department, and all kinds of things. So,
all the things.
Well then, Rudy, what made you want to go to seminary and become a pastor?
So after I worked for that mortgage company for a little bit, I actually got a job as a branch manager for a credit union in the little community that I grew up in Columbus. And while I was there, kind of a thing that you did was you said what church you went to, make connections in the community. And a friend of mine who I grew up with and went to youth group with was playing guitar at a Methodist church in Columbus, Indiana. And he said, "Hey, why don't you come join us?" And I thought, yeah, I'll go do that. Whatever, kind of check the box. But I walked in the door, and I think he hit that first chord and started to sing, and I started to cry like a baby. It was, Craig just finished a series on the prodigal, but it was kind of a prodigal moment for me. Yeah.
How wonderful. Isn't that amazing that God welcomes us back home, and then the next thing you know, you're in seminary. So you went to Asbury Seminary.
I did.
And tell us a little bit about your time there.
So Asbury is transformational for so many people that I speak to. Certainly for me, it wasn't just a place to get a degree, but it was a place where God really worked on me. The Spirit moved. I learned a lot, but it really formed me and shaped me, both in the classroom, the small groups that I was a part of while I was there, the discipleship group in particular, where I was led by one professor in particular. And then, of course, I also met Star there, so that's pretty significant as well.
All right, we're going to come back to Star in a minute.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about, this is not your first pastoring job.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about other settings in which you have been a pastor.
Yeah, so when I did feel that call to ministry, when I was in that community in Indiana, I really felt like the Lord was calling me to serve Air Force communities, right? And I didn't have that opportunity in Indiana. So when I was at Asbury, anytime representatives from a part of the country with multiple Air Force bases would roll through, a bishop in particular, I'd put on a suit and bring my resume and said, "Hey, I really feel called to serve Air Force communities and local churches." And in our previous denomination, the Alabama West Florida Conference, where we are, said, "Yeah, come on down. We want you to be part of the conference." So with that in mind, I have served churches in Montgomery, Alabama, and also a couple here in the Panhandle of Florida. And in Air Force settings, as a reservist and as a guardsman, I've been activated and sent multiple places all over the country to serve in a variety of chaplain roles.
Okay. Well, I think it's pretty neat that he's landed in Panama City as a pastor, but also as an Air Force chaplain. And that's a really unique blend that fits our city and our congregation very well. So I'm excited about that. So, all right. So let's talk about Star. Your wife is Star. You guys met at seminary.
We did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what does Star do with her time now?
Yeah, before Star went to seminary, she had a math education degree. And so she's doing a great job homeschooling our two kids, but she is also a teacher of the co-op that we're a part of. So we have an agreement in our house. If the math has numbers only, I can help the kids, but once letters are involved, it's over my head, and Star has it. So she's the sharp one with math at home and also helping kids who are part of our homeschool co-op community.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's pretty amazing to have a degree in math and be a math teacher and also have a seminary degree.
Right.
I mean, that's really impressive to me. So awesome. Okay, and then Rudy, I understand you have 3 kids. Tell me a little bit about them.
Sure. My oldest is Miriam. She has been a part of the congregation. Well, they've all been a part of the congregation for a decade now, so many of you know her. But she's very active as a majorette in the marching band at North Bay Haven. And of course, she also plays lacrosse. And she's a recent driver, so you'll see her out and about in Panama City. My son is Walker. He's a middle schooler. He's part of that homeschool co-op that I referenced, and of course, Star's homeschooling him there as well. He loves to play trumpet and also plays tennis. So we're doing tennis tournaments here and around the Panhandle. And then my youngest is Esther, and she also is homeschooled and is active in dance, doing a variety of disciplines of dance, and she's also a majorette.
Okay. Well, how exciting. Well, on behalf of the congregation, I just want to say welcome. We're so glad that you're here. And we really look forward to getting to know you and worshiping with you and just being under your leadership here in the years to come. So thank you for your time here today.
Yeah, we can't tell you how excited we are, and we look forward to serving the Lord together.